All right, everybody. We are live a little bit early. Let some of y'all get the notifications that we're here. So, happy Friday. It's a good Friday today. Lots going on in the media world today, especially cool. I'm pretty excited to announce that my old podcast, which is the same podcast, but my old podcast, which was only audio, which I completely stopped doing during the COVID crazy. It's called Growing Smart, is back, and I'm going to be doing it live like this. And I've had a lot of conversations with some folks that are now freed up to be able to come on and do a lot more interviews. And so I'm pretty excited about doing that. You can see that I've got all this cool, fancy stuff now. I feel like a weatherman with all this cool, fancy stuff. Thank you very much to Kim Garst, who put me up on StreamYard here. So I'm using this program called StreamYard. So we are live right now on Facebook and YouTube. And in the future, we'll be live in lots of groups and lots of other places. So cool stuff. Obviously, we are now forced to, maybe it's a good thing, be able to have more reach online. So I'm pretty excited about that. What I want to talk about today, what we're here to do today here, about to start officially in about 30 seconds, we're going to talk about why Facebook lead ads are good for entrepreneurs. So if you can, jump into the comments real quick. It'll give me a chance to play with this new StreamYard thing. Anyway, I can highlight your comments now. Jump into the comments and just put in there, are you using Facebook lead ads right now? Are you using Facebook ads at all? So if you are watching this live, jump into the comments and talk about how you're using Facebook lead ads. So now it is 11:30. So for those of you who are joining, we'll jump in. So my name is Tom Perrone. I am the owner of a little consulting firm called Stronghold Training. We do a bunch of stuff like sales training and leadership development for small to large companies. But one of the things that we especially do is help entrepreneurs through the private client group. So I've got a thing called the private client group. There's the banner there, strongholdtraining.com/PCG. I'll tell you all about that. But I have a private client group, which is for entrepreneurs that can learn how to compete like they're one of the big boys, using social media, using predictable success tactics and strategies. And we do lots of that stuff all week. We now are we're about to be up to 3 calls a week people can log into, and they can go watch the recordings if they can't be on the calls. But one of the cool things that's come out of this private client group is that the Facebook lead ads that my clients are running are working really well. So I thought what I would do today is just talk a little bit about why Facebook lead ads are what entrepreneurs need to be doing. I want to show you some of the benefits. Now at 3 p.m. today, it's 11:30 Eastern now. At 3 p.m. today, I'm going to have a webinar that shows you how to actually design a Facebook lead ad. So if you don't got nothing going on, or even if you do, register for that. I will actually post that registration link right now. You should be able to see that there. So if you are interested in designing one of these Facebook lead ads, register for that. Even if you can't attend, register, I'll send you the recording. That said, if you do attend that, you're actually an attendee, you participate, I'm going to give you 30 days free access to my VIP Mastermind library, which is a video and resource library that you normally have to pay for. And I'll give you access to that for free for 30 days if you attend the webinar today. What we're here to do is talk about why you should be running those Facebook lead ads. I've got some great reasons why I hope to encourage you. If you're watching this live, jump into the comments right now and just tell me, are you Facebook advertising? And if so, what kind of ads are you running? Are you Facebook advertising now? Jump into the comments, post a comment, say hi. Let me know what you're doing as far as Facebook ads go. So the first reason, I got 4 reasons today why entrepreneurs should be running Facebook lead ads. It's a specific type of ad inside the Facebook ad universe, okay? So first of all, as entrepreneurs, we understand leads are good, right? Leads are good. We're entrepreneurs. We're smaller businesses. It's not like we wake up in the morning and our phone just starts ringing. We got to go out there and hustle to make things happen, right? We're networking. We're getting strategic partnerships. We're paying for ads a lot of times. And people read our ads. They sometimes don't even know who we are. It's not like larger businesses. If I'm McDonald's and I throw a McDonald's up on the corner, people start coming when the open sign is lit up. You know, that's that brand awareness these larger companies have. Well, we don't have that. So our advertisements is a little bit different. It's hard for entrepreneurs. At the same time, we have a lot of advantages. One of our biggest advantages is the level of service we bring is tremendous. We're not just someone punching a clock at the local McDonald's, right? We are very passionate. We bring a lot of expertise, and typically working with a small business or an entrepreneur, you get better service, but they're also limited in the services they can bring. All that to say this, we need to have leads, right, that come to us, because just being open for business, the entrepreneur doesn't have their phones ringing like crazy. That's why franchises are still a great thing for entrepreneurs to consider, because if the franchise is well known, you can start a business, you can start a franchise, buy a franchise, and a lot of times have business day one, depending on the franchise, right? You have systems and processes already built out. For most of us entrepreneurs, we're trying to figure out our systems and processes. We're trying to make things have a predictable success model. It is a struggle. It is a hustle. So leads are good for us. It's really, really good if, stuff's coming in that we can turn around and close. And for the entrepreneur, most of the time when we sit down with someone and actually engage with them as a prospective customer, our closing ratio tends to be very, very high. So what we need are those leads so we can do that. So my first point here today, leads are good. Facebook leads are good for us because as entrepreneurs, we have a very high closing ratio as leads come in. Unfortunately, we have a very low ability, very weak ability, very challenged ability to be able to go out and get those leads, because any time we spend getting leads is time we're not working with existing clients. Okay, so to have leads coming in are good. This is obvious. Why Facebook leads specifically are so good is they actually are an automated type of thing. You have a Facebook lead ad running and they're getting leads, which allows us to just be over here focusing the entire time on serving our existing business. So closing the leads that come in and then serving our existing business, which are very high value activities for us. Because when we talk to a lead, we have a very high closing rate. When we're working with a client, we have a very high excellence and service rate. So we're bringing value in those areas tremendously, but we don't as much when it comes to the lead generation. So to have something that's automatically running, bringing us leads, allows us to focus on our unique abilities and our highest value activities. All right. Third, having Facebook lead ads run for you as your primary source of lead generation, actually, even if it's primary or not, as a major source of your lead generation, allows you to focus on your selling activity outside of normal business hours. Here's what I mean by that. For most entrepreneurs, if you want to go do lead generation on your own, you're going to networking during business hours. You're making phone calls during business hours. You're making cold calls. You're doing whatever you got to do during business hours. And then at night, you try to focus on whatever else. A lot of times you're still working, catching up on admin during the day or at night. When you have Facebook lead ads running, what you're able to then do is focus on your business all day. And then maybe for 30 minutes at night or 30 minutes on the weekend or outside major serving hours, so outside the 8 to 6 kind of time frame, you're able to actually manage that system. So you can go back in, check your ads, fire up a new ad, tweak them, do whatever you need to do. Now, obviously, you're going to respond to the leads as they come in as fast as possible. But that's not an issue. You have time to be able to respond to incoming leads and schedule appointments. That's not a big deal. But to be able to work on that lead generation, you don't really have as much time to do. So if you have those ads already running, you can go back and manage, create, monitor those things outside normal business hours. That is an awesome booster for entrepreneurs. It's actually my favorite thing about this as a lead generating system. And fourth and lastly, the reason why entrepreneurs should be using Facebook lead ads is they're cheap. You are running an ad that's going out to thousands and thousands and thousands of people, and you're really only spending money. You spend a little bit for that reach, but primarily you're spending money when someone completes a lead form. So just to make it very clear, and I'll make sure this is very clear on the webinar at 3 p.m., make sure you register for that. In a Facebook lead ad, it's not just an ad that someone clicks and goes to your website, okay? It's not an ad with just a video or something like that. It's an ad where a form pops up and they actually complete a form. And then it can go to your website after that to download something or to schedule an appointment or whatever. It's a real lead, like a name and an email address and a phone number where you can call somebody. And you primarily just pay when they fill that out. You pay a little bit for the reach, but not much, pennies on the dollar. You pay the big bucks when someone fills that out. When I say big bucks, I mean a couple bucks. That's big bucks in social media ads. My point, guys, it's incredibly cheap. Where else can you have that reach? A mailer? You could spend $1,000 on a mailer and not get one person call you. A TV ad, a radio ad, a billboard, no promises. This way, it's a performance-based stuff, right? When someone fills out your lead form, that's when you actually pay. That's incredibly cheap for the entrepreneur who can really only afford to pay for advertising that works. So as you're learning how to do this type of advertising, you don't have a lot of money to burn. Use a Facebook lead ad. When you get a lead is when you primarily pay, and you're usually not paying more than a handful of dollars for those leads as they come in. If you want to learn how to make this thing, 3 o'clock is the webinar. I've got the link posted there. Oh, there it is. That's the crazy link there below. Go and check that out. If you attend it, now if you register, you'll get the recording, but if you register and attend it, I will give you 30 days free access to my VIP mastermind library. I've got tons of resources in there. I've got like 70 videos in there for sales and leadership, professional development, goal setting, time management, all that stuff. I've got past webinars, I've tips and downloadable resources, just tons of stuff in there. So it's worth it just for that. So come and check it out, learn how to do a Facebook lead ad, get familiar. Then by the time this webinar is done at 4 p.m. today, you'll be able to go and make your own Facebook lead ad. And if you're still struggling with that, or if you want a lot more help on that, then you definitely want to check out my private client group. So go to strongholdtraining.com/PCG. If you attend the webinar today, I'm also going to send you a coupon for that. We make this stuff all the time in my private client group. I've got members of that group that are killing it, getting tons of leads right now. And those who are actually creating the ads, those results are typical. Those who are not creating the ads yet, they're still learning how. Obviously, they're not getting the leads yet, but those who are running these ads in the private client group, my clients doing that are getting a lot of traction. So check those things out. That's all I wanted to do today, guys. I wanted to go and check out StreamYard and check out the streaming platform and see how that looked. I think it's looking great. I'll go back and view that. I didn't give you much heads up I was going live. I plan on doing this every day. So Growing Smart is the podcast that I used to have running on audio only. Now it will be a video podcast. I'll be doing these almost daily. We're going to have lots of guests on. So be paying attention to these in the future. Check out Facebook lead ads and see you on the webinar at 3 o'clock. Thanks so much, guys.